Alright, back for round 3. We won the die roll again. Mulligan. Land hand, but it has Utopia Fall, so we'll keep. And keep. Alright, let's lead off with an elf here. Affinity. I think we're pretty Affinity is one of our better matchups. So he's not going to have the mana issues that some Affinity decks sometimes get when they just can't draw any lands, but probably has a lot of decisions to make right now. Another drum. Now we can just play Frogmites for free. Botcast draws 2 cards, more Frogmites. And another elf. So we each have elves. If he has much more mana sources. Mulligan the no land hand into a 1 land hand. Another question is, do we want to attack or do we want to play defense here? We do have Armadillo Cloak in hand, but not in play. We need another mana source to get that, so I think I want to hold back under the theory that he might not attack at all. So by holding back, we are not doing 4 damage and we might be saving 8. So there's an Atog. So Atog's pretty bad for us. So if you count the mulligan that I took, which is 7 cards, and then the 9 cards I've drawn so far this game, that's 1 land that we've seen. Still no land. So I'll play this for Chump Blocker. And he swings with the whole team except for the Atog. He might have Fling up here and be able to fling for 16. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, no Fling. Alright, so that's 11 cards here plus the 7 that we mulliganed and still have seen 1 land That is pretty amazing. Alright, we have to block both the Togs because he has enough artifacts to sack and kill us. And we finally draw land number 2, turn 6. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's plus 14. So if he has Fling, or he has 2 cards in hand, and I'm guessing it's either a combination of Fling and Galvanic Blast. Then I'm going to attack here. I don't think I can win by holding back and blocking in a Tog. Let's see if he Galvanic Blasts us here. He does, so we're at 17. Galvanic Blast, and then we lose. Well, we definitely would have won had we not drawn our second land on turn 6. Alright, that's certainly unfortunate. Well, we do have 3 Gleeful Sabotages in our side. And then the only question is whether or not we tangle. So you'll take out Rancor, take out 1 Crucifix's Insight, because it's going to be a little fast game here. We'll take out 1 Bogle for a tangle. So now we still have 14 creatures. And I think that this is fairly decent, so I will submit. Another 1 land hand. I think we have to keep and hope to actually draw land number 2 before turn 6. The 2 Abundant Growths will get us some more draws, but still going to be... Alright, there's another land. I think I just want to start casting Abundant Growths to help us hit land drop number 3. So we can play the Oronolod or Ancestral Mask. Alright. Opponent is passing with Electricity mana up. Now, part of me wants to play the Ancestral Mask, but I'm not going to do that against Electricity mana up, so I will just attack here. And I guess I will play the Aura Gnarlet, even though it is vulnerable to Galvanic Blast. At least if it gets hit with a Galvanic Blast, that's just a 1-for-1 trade. Whereas if I try an Ancestral Mask or Scout, and the Electricity is in response, that's a 2-for-1. Alright, there's the Galvanic Blast. Still just a 1-for-1. Alright, still holding out Electricity mana. And we draw Armadillo Cloak. So part of me wants to just throw down an Ancestral Mask or a Cloak to draw out the Electricity which he's constantly holding up. Part of me just wants to use this time to use Krufux's Insight. I think that's what I'm going to do. Our opponent has no pressure on us right now, so I'll just use this time to sculpt our hand and make him waste his mana holding up Electricity. What I don't want to see here is Aura Gnarlet. Alright, so we've got... Alright, so one Aura Gnarlet goes to the graveyard, which means we only have one Aura Gnarlet left in the deck. So next turn we can go Ethereal Armor, he will Electricity in response, then we can play a Ledgewalker. Here in fourth, so Thoughtcast. Opponent has 4 cards in hand. And he's still holding up Electricity mana with that drum. And we draw Rancor. Alright, so we'll draw out the Electricity, then we will play a Ledgewalker. And hopefully he doesn't have Electricity number 2. He does have an 8 power on the board, so we're not sure if we'll actually even be fast enough to deal with this. He can swing for 8, then he can swing for 12, so that means I'm going to have to play another Ledgewalker to at least a chump block. Let's see, 1 card in hand, it's most likely Galvanic Blast. So I can play Ancestral Mask. I play Ancestral Mask. and hold up to block, I'll take 8, and then I'll get Galvanic Blasted and lose. So I think I'm better off running out Armadillo Cloak here. Let's see. Alright, that resolves. I think I still lose to Galvanic Blast here. Yeah, I can't hold back to block. He'll die. This ability will go on the stack, and then I'll get Galvanic Blasted. So, either way, that last card in hand is probably Galvanic Blast, and we are probably going to lose to it. But I have to attack. Well, 12 plus 4 is 16, so... Alright, so now he's out of cards and he does not have Galvanic Blast. So now this game is looking very good for us. So we're at 4. He's at 12 and he has no cards in hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll give plus 8 plus 8, which will be enough to kill him. Alright, so that was definitely very close to being over. But now we get to go to game 3. And we are still in prize game. Now that I know that he's running Electricity, does that change anything that I want to do? Kind of makes me want to bring in Young Wolves to... Young Wolves are good chump blockers. Even if you Electricities, they'll come back right away, and they will be able to block 4/4s. So I'll take out 1 Bogle for Young Wolf. And I will keep this. Alright, a 2-land hand. We haven't seen one of those in a while. I will chump block with that plant token as soon as possible. It's like, or I can also try and use that plant token along with Gleeful Sabotage to destroy our opponent's lands. Alright, so I have a lot of options here. I can go first turn Scout, or I can go first turn Gardens or Blossoming Sands, or Utopia Spell. My typical play is to go with the first turn Scout, so I'll do that here. My opponent gets green mana. He's going to play an elf. Plays a drum. Alright, now I'm just definitely want to play the Blossoming Sands, and I want to set up the Gleeful Sabotage. So now I can either Rancor and attack, or I can Utopia Sprawl. So what sets up the best Gleeful Sabotage play next turn? Going to play the Gardens, and right when my token comes in play, I'll gain priority, and I will Gleeful Sabotage whatever my opponent has. So in that case, I don't need additional mana to do that. So I will get in the damage while I can. My opponent did miss land drop number 2. Alright, so my opponent does not have any way to cast Electricity right now. Cast with Inspire. Let's make it so my opponent has no permanents in play. Alright, this feels nice. Alright, now my opponent has 1 land in play. He still cannot overload Electricity. And even if he draws a mana source next turn, it's going to be too late. Because now our Gladecover Scout will be a 7/5. Not quite sure what he will be able to do. Our opponent still does not have a land, so we are certainly going to win this. Right now. Alright, so now we're going to be 2-1, and going into round 4. And so we are still in prize contention, so I will see you for round 4.